Hey, what's up everyone? It's Sploosh here, and I'm going to bring you a gameplay playing the hero Luna. We're going to be solo mid. Probably we'll just start a new kind of gameplay, basically showing me play mid. I have a long history of playing mid in Heroes of Newerth or Han, and I did it because I used to play solo in the ranked system a lot. I just didn't play with a lot of friends, and so usually when you're playing solo, playing mid and doing well is the fastest, best way to win games. I think Luna's a super strong hero. This gameplay is actually like a month old, and now it is, September 3rd when I'm doing this, and so a lot of things have happened recently. For example, there was that big Dota 2 tournament yesterday that finished up, and a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot of, but teams did pick Luna, which is something to be said, because in competitive play, there's only, I'd say maybe 20 heroes at most that really are played. I would say maybe give or take, definitely. And so, anyway, I've always been a big fan of Luna. I played Luna a lot, even in Heroes of Newerth, and I'm going to show you why. Luna's a pretty cool hero. And the strategy that you're seeing here is pretty much my manufactured strategy. I was actually impressed to watch one of the games in the big tournament, and the guy basically did the exact same thing I do on Luna, except he went for a quick Hand of Midas. I believe I'm saying that item correctly. That's the item where you get a huge boost in farm. It's a bit of a gamble. The reason the guy went for it, though, is because he got complete free farm. When you're mid, that's not really going to happen. Generally, at least in Heroes of Newerth, in my experience, there's two builds Lunas can go. They'll take a build based on a very quick bottle. If you're going to do a quick bottle build, you're going to want to get just one set of regen items, probably the branches, 3 branches, and then the slippers. And with that, you will you'll have something like 200 gold or so. You could probably even stretch it some more and not buy the slippers, and then you can get even faster bottle. I personally am not a fan for the bottle build because it makes you, it works okay in competitive play because usually you'll have a courier to funnel you bottle recharges if you miss a rune or so, and it kind of it slows down quite a bit like mid game, because you're constantly recharging the bottle to jungle. Generally the game kind of has this period where you're going to be jungling a lot more, and you want to be able to jungle with efficiency. So what I choose to do is get the Helm of the Dominator as soon as possible, and I usually try to go pretty aggressive mid because I bought so many regen items. And Luna's big advantage is she's a master of last hits. That third skill she has just gives flat out bonus damage, which early game is really amazing. The problem with Luna is her attack range is, I almost consider it melee range. I realize it's not, but because she has such a huge wind-up on her attack, you might as well consider it melee. So, versus a hero like this Invoker, he could choose to harass me more, but he's not. And, obviously I'm happy about that. So, this game has some slices in it. I actually sliced it up like a week and a half ago with the intention of doing this, and then I ended up not doing it because it takes so long. Hope you guys appreciate my attempt to do a 30-minute commentary. I hope I can be really informative. I think that a lot of the things I do here, anybody should be able to do. I am definitely rusty. This is probably like one of my very first games as this hero. I think total I have maybe 3 games played on this character in Dota 2. They're all wins, which is pretty cool. But obviously when you play the hero a bunch of times, usually it'll take you at least 2 games to kind of get the feel, like truly the feel. Be quick with getting your items, knowing how things work. The reason, by the way, I go for Helm of the Dominator, and I blew that ult, and that's part of my rustiness. In Dota 2, I still struggle greatly with spacing, because I feel like in Dota 2, the game's actually zoomed out a little bit, which means abilities in my head seem like they should work, and they don't. In Han, it's a little bit more zoomed in. So that's something I have to work on. Is spacing is insanely important on Luna. Everything with Luna is about spacing. You want to space the ultimate, obviously, but it's more than that. You want to kind of combo the ult with the nuke stun so you can kind of chase people down. But going back to items real quick, the reason I like my build, and okay, apparently they're trying to gank me. The reason I like my build is because quickly I can dominate a creep. Usually I should be able to soon, a few hundred more gold. And once I dominate a creep, I can stack. Now in Heroes of Newerth, you could only stack up to 3 groups of camps. And if you don't know what stacking means, I'll try to be as quick as possible. But basically, every minute on the minute, creeps respawn. So if you pull the creeps at 50 seconds to 55 seconds usually, you will cause the spawns, so you pull the creeps away from their spawn, you'll cause the creeps to generate another spawn thinking that their spawn's dead. And in Dota 2, that stack is infinite. I actually don't know that in this game, actually, so you'll see me make some... I'll end up always having just 3 stack. I learned this actually during the Dota 2 tournament. So, knowing that now, I might even go back and play Luna even more aggressively for this. But so anyway, the idea is you dominate a creep, use that creep to run around stacking. And another thing I really like is, in this game, which doesn't exist in Heroes of Newerth, is the ability to go invisible with the cheap little... what's it called? It's like dust or something like that. And people use that item to sneak in and kill Roshan. That really frustrates me. So what I do is I dominate a creep a lot of times, and I just have it sit right on Roshan. And then I always know if they're going to do Roshan or not. I actually had a great Luna game where I was playing mid with Luna, and there was a Ursa on the other team. And I think I ganked him at one point. Around level 6 or 7, but then later on, maybe around his level 9 or so, he decided to go and get Roshan, but I had a creep there waiting. I went in, ulted, and ended up killing the guy, and so that was pretty awesome. He ended up getting the thing like soon after, because I think they killed my dominated creep and then just snuck in again. So even with all the effort, they still will eventually get it, but at least you can slow him down, One thing about mid heroes, they usually are not going to be any kind of hard carry. Most people classify a mid hero, like an effective mid hero, as a semi carry or ganker. Semi carry being a hero that, with a lot of farm, can almost pull off the carry potential, but would lose to something a lot more carry prone. For example, what is it, Phantom Assassin, is that what her name is? The one that has like the 4 times crit. I mean, that hero, you give certain items and that hero will kill anybody. I mean, at least any semi-carry and almost any hard carry. So you have to keep that in mind. But I would say Luna is kind of like on the top tier as far as semi-carries. And what I mean by that is Luna is the closest to a carry of probably most of the semi-carries. Got a great natural movement speed. Her damage bonus is great, which is nice. And then what really clinches it is the glaive bounce. I don't know the stats on it. I'm not going to get all nerd numbers on this, but that bounce is basically like having a crit attack, and it just gets ridiculous eventually. So after I get my helm, then I get the treads. I believe that's what they're called in this game. The treads are amazing because it gives you attack speed. It gives you that health early game. One of Luna's biggest struggles early game is having enough health to stay in the fight. Luna's got an amazing natural movement speed, so you can delay boots quite well. However, Luna is interesting because she's not really, she doesn't have like the morph escape mechanism. So she's kind of easy to kill or kind of take out of fights. But as I'll say later, when you see me in team fights, even like a 1 hit point Luna can still be pretty effective because her nuke range is so insane. She can kind of hang back and, as you want to say, maybe kill steal, but it will get you farm or assists. So it's extra gold, maybe extra experience, whatever. I'd say if I had any regrets, I'd probably, especially after watching like the Dota 2 tournament, I would say maybe not get as much of the third skill as I do, but I do like it because I like that feeling of not even having to fight that hard for mid farm. I like the idea that if I attack something, I will probably have a way better chance of last hitting than the other player. And I don't like the bounce because it throws off my last hits. And I mean, obviously the bounce is good, but not early, because it will also push a lane, which you don't want. When you're solo mid, I mean, there's some heroes you do want to push the lane with, for example, like Queen of Pain or a Mirana, because then those heroes are so dependent on the bottle. And obviously, if I went bottle Luna, then I probably want bounce instead, because I want to push the lane before every bottle recharge. But I'm not doing that with this hero. So I prefer getting the last hits. But I will start to build up my bounce, because once I sort of transition into the creeping phase, which hopefully will be, you know, maybe around 11 or 12, I want to have as much bounce as possible. The pro players tend to get just like 1 point in the third skill, so that's why I'm even bringing this up. The big item thing for this hero is Satanic, Manta, which is the illusions, and then, what is it, Monkey King Bar, which gives you magic immunity. And that's pretty much it. After that, if you're still like farming, it's ridiculous, but that's up to you what you want to do at that point. You might go butterfly or something. Personally, I find that magic immunity very often will be your first item. It gives you a little boost in health, and there's just so much stun in the game, and you're really useless if you're getting controlled. So you might find yourself getting magic immunity a lot. But every once in a while, you'll play against a team that isn't as dependent on stuns. It actually can happen sometimes. And then sometimes if my farm's high enough, I might go... I think in one game maybe I went to Satanic, but usually if you don't get the magic immune item, then you're going to get the Manta, because it gives you extra move speed, extra damage. Move speed is always good. Move speed equates to more farm. More damage is good. Then having illusions is great. The illusions get the benefits of your plus damage. I'd say that's another huge thing, because I think it's maybe 30 to 40 bonus damage, and then you're giving that to your illusions. So that's huge damage, and that's great pushing power. A lot of people underestimate Manta as a pushing tool. You know, I always feel like you can tell if you're playing a game and your team, like mid-game, cannot just blow up a wave in a few seconds. Usually I expect to lose that game. So with Luna having the bounce and having the Manta, you disintegrate usually 1 or 2 waves while getting a tower, and that's just huge. You want to keep that in mind when you're playing this game. So at this point, I decide I try to, once I get my boots and treads, try to get more involved in team play. Because by this point, I mean, I have a level 2 ult, I believe, at this point. So, you know, you want to use that ult and then usually kind of back off. I think I was trying to say this earlier, and for some reason interrupted myself. But another thing is I probably will stop getting that wand. I don't find the wand that useful, and when I watched competitive play, the item that they got was the... shoot, I don't know the name of it. The Basilisk Ring, I believe, in this game. Basilisk Ring gives you a slow mana regen, which is really good when you're farming. So like right in this moment, look at my mana. I will probably neutral for at least another 2 minutes, right? So in that 2 minutes, I don't need my mana really. I pretty much never use it. So having the Basilisk Ring gives you that slow regen you need. It gives you a really great boost in damage early for better last hits and just damage. And it gives you some armor, which is nice early game. Armor shouldn't be underestimated. Getting armor is the equivalent of getting hit points, and then, you know, it goes exponential once you actually do get hit points. So it's a great item, and I saw a competitive player get it. I don't disagree with it at all. You know, I just, you know, most people have a bit of a wand addiction. Like, you get a wand even when you don't really think about it, you know. So here I'm kind of vulnerable, but it's daytime, so I don't feel like I'll get snuck up on. You do have to be careful, though. When you start playing against better players, they will actually expect creep pulling, especially on the Ancients. When I got really pretty high in Han, you know, around the over 1800 rating, which is a really good rating. I skipped myself healing, by the way, to save you that time. And in that level of play, everyone expected creep pulls. Creep pulls was like an addiction. And it's funny, I haven't seen it in Dota pubs too much, but I don't know really how if there's even really a ladder system in Dota right now. So you can do a lot of more expert tactics and then not see anyone else do them at all. So usually I'm playing alone here, but a lot of times I'll ask people to help me out doing this. Usually a support hero will help you out and not steal your last hits. When you kill a big group of Ancients like this, it's really nice because this could get me that item for Manta, or this could get me towards magic immunity. Since I haven't played this game in a while, I'm not sure what I'm going to pick, but it looks like I'm eyeing that magic immunity, so that's pretty cool. Even though I don't think I use it that much or very effectively. Not even sure. I think maybe Cold Snap and a few other things I was concerned about. I don't like invokers, they piss me off. So right here, I am a little into getting this kill, and don't get it. That guy failed horribly on his blink, but I know I can't kill him, so screw. Probably should have just gone for the last hit on the tower. I almost guaranteed would out-hit him at this point. Or at least we're even, so I regardless should still be able to out-hit him. At some point you get so much damage with this hero that you really can just like face roll the waves and not even bother like concentrating on last hits. I must say that's kind of nice because sometimes you want to spend time doing the pulls. It does require some multitasking and practice to get better at pulling the creeps. And I like to shuffle my creeps around. They're also good for using for vision. I like to keep one kind of looking down from the Ancients camp, because some people do like to gank from there. It's really not a big deal if they die, you know. So I'm probably going to kill this guy. There we go. I'm just kind of watching my team fight. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Now, here, I'm going to set up kills for my teammates just by getting the stun off. I know I can't get the last hit, and I'd like to get the last hit, but you know what? That little mini stun is the difference sometimes between a kill and not getting a kill. You know, it's okay on some heroes to want the last hit because that gives you the extra gold you need for the items you need, which, you know, moves the game along. Gold per minute is super important on some heroes. And you should, if you're playing support, you should be trying your best to help people, you know, help carries get kills, but then don't risk the person getting away either. Glaive is really great too when pushing towers because you can attack the tower and then it ricochets and hits creeps, or you attack the creeps and it ricochets, hits the tower, whatever. It's fun. So you see there I got the Monkey King bar, and I'm using this stuff to kill these stack. I think this stack takes me down. One trick there is if you use your neutral creep in the right angle, you can hit these guys from further and take less damage. I'm honestly just playing this super lazy because I don't feel like trying harder, but if you really want to do it right, you can kind of constantly move back and take less hits, and then have a creep kind of give you more vision around that corner. But I just wanted to kill it as fast as possible and move on. I believe in this game the people I was playing with were getting upset that I was farming so much. It's kind of a weird balance, because in your head you're like, guys, if you let me farm I'm going to get crazy, but maybe they'll out-farm me, and this hero can be a bit of a ganker. That's why I like to mix it up a little bit. I like to go out there, catch someone off guard, and then come back to my farm, or push off of the kill. And this was really great about Luna. She can get big naturally But like I said, you have to be mindful of what you're playing against, because you can be out-carried by some heroes. So, you know, it's a balance. Always just keep a town portal scroll on you at all times. You'll notice you'll almost never see me not have that on me. I'm sure I'll probably get a Manta after as my next item. Stealing the neutrals is not a big deal, because pretty sure if I ult, it won't hit those neutrals and it will probably devastate whoever's attacking me. That's something that's kind of interesting. I mean, you don't want to go way out of your way as Luna to go in an enemy neutral camp, but at the same time, generally they're more afraid of running into you than you're afraid of running into them when you have your ultimate up. And hopefully, if your farm's strong enough, then you have that extra muscle to scare people off. Now, I was just going to kill this guy, but the Sand King, I remember this moment, asked me to wait, and I probably should have paid attention to the guy's health a little bit more, because that was a little risky what I did there. That guy literally was like 0.5 seconds away from getting away, but it worked out. We did just enough damage. And I wanted to save the ult if I could. And I did, so they're down a very important hero. I have my ultimate. Things should go well. The reason that Magic Community doesn't really work out for me is I like to kind of save it for like maybe not mid team fight, but at least like entry team fight. You know, sometimes you'll play against teams where they will literally force you to use your Magic Community like right as a team fight starts. And that's kind of a gamble, because if you use it at the wrong time and then they run away, they now know you don't have it and it's a useless item. And you have a huge cooldown to wait for. So I'm hoping to kind of get in with my ult, but now this wave's here, so I want to blow up the wave as fast as I can. And see how I'm hitting the tower anyway? So it's not like I'm not helping. But we killed the tower, so it's kind of like, okay, they have their whole team. Let's just get out of here. Now, well, that was crazy. Still my ult. And I'm gonna... Now, right there, I should have used my Magic Community. That was my bad. I didn't think that I'd be caught, but... I don't know, I guess it was fine in the end. Got a kill. And now we just keep going. Think we're gonna bail out here. Everybody's wounded. We got tower, no big deal. Got kills. Only lost one guy. Oh. Alright, we'll get this tower. I don't think we're gonna get this tower. It doesn't. I mean, getting the wave and all that, it's all good. This is risky. I'm trying to... Yeah, see right there, you don't see it, but Nerubian just went invisible, but then he chose to go after them. I went in and grabbed the kill, and then just bailed the hell out. And I've just fast forward to a team fight, because I just jungled there for a bit. Another, my Magic Community is on cooldown still, so I don't know if I used it just moments before or what the story is. And these guys are getting away. I didn't really want to put pop Magic Community there. Oop. Oof. Getting saved. That guy really wants to get me. Probably has mana burn, but he can't mana burn me while I'm immune. See, at this point, I'm just hoping to pop him with my nuke. It's very short cooldown. I give him look at a slowdown, and then he's dead. So I still helped. I got an assist on that. You know, it's 300 damage, so nothing to laugh at. But the mini stun's great. I probably could have neutraled at this point. You can neutral and pretty much heal up with this once you start to get to a certain level of damage. But I just figured I wanted to buy items anyway. I might as well just go in full and then blow through the neutrals. And there we go. We got my Manta. So this is huge. At this point, you're pretty beefy. Skipped ahead some farm. And I can't really kill this guy alone. but you can kind of work off a teammate. So you take some hits, let the teammate tank, you get healed. Call in for help. So next item I'm hoping for is probably Satanic. You know, not probably, guaranteed. Gives you extra hit points, and when you pop, what I like to do is use my Manta, fight, use the magic immunity, and then pop Satanic when I'm at like half health, and then instantly get all my health back, because you're hitting at that point for like 400, 500 or something crazy. And so that's a heal, you know, full heal. You probably get about 3 or 4 attacks off during Satanic's duration, and then you're back up to like, you know, over 2k health. So it's a great combo. It's just amazing. After that, it's tough because you kind of run out of space for items, but I think crit after that is what you go for. Maybe a Monkey King bar, or is it Monkey King bar? Yeah, Monkey King bar if there's somebody with some dodge on the team, or a butterfly. And that's pretty much it. Not much more to talk about on items. This game's pretty much over. I'm pretty beefy, and you'll see when I pop Manta, hopefully I do. They'll take some serious damage. Towers will go down. This is right here. See, I should have popped Magic Community. This is really like worth me. You know, when you watch yourself play, and I always recommend it to people, you learn so much by watching yourself play. You really do, especially if you stay humble on things. I should have popped Magic Community while running in there, and then there you go. I wouldn't have got hit by those snares. I probably would have got another kill. So look at that thing bounce around. It's just devastating. This is a bit lazy on my part. I mean, we really should be attacking the melee racks. You always attack melee racks first, but whatevers. I just love watching my little glaive bounce around. You see how I get the money in the background. Look how hard I hit. It's so beautiful. It feels so good when you get to that point where you just are slamming things. Such a powerful auto attack. And look at me, I got the axe now, so my hit points are like 2,200. I let somebody else get the, we killed Roshan, I let someone else get the item because I didn't really want to give up space. Look at them hitting me. Yeah, it's just a cleanup. Just running in and cleaning up. That's the thing about Luna. People are generally always running away from you. It is almost always a bad idea to try to go toe-to-toe with a Luna, because if she just stands her ground, especially with those illusions there, you're just done. And here we go, lazy for the range racks again. Just pure laziness. And I get that stun off. You know, it's at that point you don't need it for last hitting, and you might as well get the cooldown going as fast as possible. Look how fast that cooldown is. The nuke is amazing. So I don't think I missed anything. I talked about items. I talked about the Helm of the Dominator. You could go bottle build if you want instead. Bottle build's pretty much the same thing. You just don't get the Dominator, and you just neutral with bottle charges, and you can run a courier. So that's items. Neutraling in the lane, very, very powerful. Very few things counter Luna. Honestly, I can't even think of one. It's just, what I did with items is I went 3 regen items, so it's hard to pull me out of the lane fast enough to stop me from getting my items. And if you're going bottle, then try to save as much money as you possibly can. You should try to keep about 300 gold on your person, so you only have to get half the last hits to get that bottle. And once you get the bottle, you can pretty much spam 300 damage every bottle charge, so it's crazy. That's it. So good games. Hope you enjoyed this. I will probably do some solo mids and combo videos as much as I can. I hope I was exciting and all that stuff. I love you guys, and I just love anyone checking out my videos. Please subscribe, check my playlist. There's lots of good ones, and bye.